Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. Welcome to AASMR, the sunrise sessions. I think this is number 12, something like that. There's my bush, my good girl. Looks like it's gonna be a beautiful morning. It's Monday. Got today off for Columbus Day, or Indigenous Peoples Day, I guess is now what people call it. I don't know. I've never really ever had this day off. I just took it off because my girlfriend's off today, so. And go see some family and stuff too, and anyway. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be a good day. Yesterday was a little windy. But anyway, man, it's been a crazy week. Another kind of busy week ahead of us. Last week was probably busier than this week's gonna be, but got another wedding coming up on Friday. I'm actually gonna go meet with the bride here in about 2 hours or so. So we'll get all the music figured out and the timeline and stuff, and then yeah, I'll continue from there. So yeah, it's just a crazy week. I wanted to do a sunrise session video, and actually I have another video. I'm going to talk about memories and the importance of kind of building new memories, you know, memories of the now. But anyway, I wanted to kind of just hop on and talk a little bit about like anxiety. You know, I think anxiety is just kind of something that most people deal with, if not everybody. I mean, it's pretty hard to avoid being anxious about stuff or about something, you know, regardless of what it is. You know, when you're younger, you kind of get anxious about maybe presenting in front of the class, or even if adults, you know, plenty of adults don't like talking in front of crowds, and that's, you know, totally fine. It's something that not everybody's really meant to do, I guess, you know. It's, you know, anyway, I think anybody can learn how to do anything, basically, but getting over your anxiety and stuff about certain things, you know, like talking in front of big crowds, like, you know, is that really something that you're gonna have to deal with for, unless you're, you know, a wedding DJ like me. You know, you have to talk in front of crowds of people, obviously. But otherwise, I mean, if you know, if your job doesn't require it when you're older, you have no intention of being in a job where it's required, then you don't have to be anxious about talking in front of people, you know what I mean? Unless something like that comes up, you know, maybe a toasted wedding or something, or if you're, you know, maybe a loved one passes away and you want to give a eulogy or something. But those things, you know, that's not like an everyday anxiety or anything. And just, you know, there's certain things that you can't avoid being anxious about, you know, like I still get anxious about weddings and stuff. You know, just I want to make sure everything goes right, make sure I have all the music, whatever, you know, just I want to do a good job. And so I get a little nervous or a little anxious for things to go well, I think. You know. But it's important to kind of balance that anxiety, or learn how to not really control it, but I don't know the word I'm trying to use. But yeah, there's just, you know, certain things that aren't worth feeling anxious over, really. I mean, like I remember I was talking, my girlfriend and I were talking about it last night a little bit, about like work anxiety. You know, like I used to get just angry and anxious and impatient with work because, you know, trying to get this done and this done and this done, and I'm trying to rush through this, whatever. And then, something else would come in, and I'd get frustrated and I'd, yell or whatever it was. And I've been working a lot on just, kind of taking everything in stride, literally just going with the flow, focus on this, get this done, focus on this, get this done, focus on this, get this done. And it's not worth it to feel anxious over that, because at the end of the day, you clock out, I clock out at 6. I don't have to do any more work after 6. It's not like I'm on salary or something, or so my job's over, and there's always going to be another day of work. So all this anxiety I was feeling, all this anger, all this trying to rush to get things done, it was rushing and being anxious over something that's never going to be done. My job's going to be there tomorrow, whether I'm there or not. That work is always going to be there. There's always going to be something to do at that job. And I can go make money, or I can bitch about it, be angry about it, And not that I freaking love my job. I'm going to, I plan on being here for the rest of my life or something like that. But I think I can finally feel maybe just blessed that I even have the option to have a job that pays me pretty well. I can make good, decent money. I can go out and work weddings on the weekends for extra money if I want. Like, I'm just in a really good spot. Some people might not think that it's a good spot because, I'm 30 years old with no real career built up. I mean, I built up my career as a DJ for a while, but I don't know if that's something I can do for the rest of my life, I don't think a lot of people retire off of being DJs. I mean, that's pretty hard to retire off of, Master, unless you're really good with money, obviously, and you're just, but it's hard to do, it's, doing anything in entertainment or anything that maybe isn't necessarily 100% necessary. People are always going to be getting married, but is it completely necessary to have a wedding DJ? Not really. When it comes down to it, people were getting married long before DJs were around, and people will be getting married probably if DJs are not around anymore, So, anyway, that was my little 8-minute rant on anxiety, and just try not to feel anxious about things that you don't really, you don't have control over, and things that are just part of life, there's really no point in being anxious, like, for things that are just gonna be, regardless of how anxious you are about them, you gotta make money somehow, you gotta survive. You don't need a lot of money, but, hey, you need, I'd say, average person, pretty much anybody could probably survive off, about 30K a year or so, and live a decent life. If you have 5 kids, off of 30K, maybe not, but, just one person, 30,000 a year, that's pretty easy to survive off of. Most of my 20s, I made less than 25,000 a year. Probably around 20,000, less than 20,000 a year, and that was fine. I am healthy. I'm here. And too many people get caught up in that game of just trying to make as much money as they possibly can in the shortest amount of time, and it's just unneeded stress. So anyway, try and live today with no anxiety. Stay healthy, stay happy, and as always, try and stay sober. Deuces.